Hello from opening night at the Cannes Film Festival. The French Riviera will be Arts24's home for the next 2 weeks. I'm joined by our film critic Lisa Nesselson. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Now, in a moment, we'll talk about the movies. But first, Cannes comes at a moment when the French movie business faces a belated reckoning over sexual abuse. The MeToo movement here has been heating up in recent months. Actress Judith Godrèche has filed complaints against 2 directors for alleged rape in the 80s when she was a teenager. They deny the allegations. Godrèche is premiering a short film in Cannes called Moi aussi, or Me Too. Here's Camille Knight with more.
As the red carpet is rolled out, a heavy atmosphere weighs over Cannes. The Me Too movement has cast a shadow over the world's biggest film festival.
It doesn't just ruin the festival, it ruins the film industry as a whole. We think about it more during the festival, but we actually think about it all the time when we go to the cinema.
It's true we've heard a lot of rumours about it, so I think it's going to be slightly different this year compared to other festivals or previous editions.
On everyone's mind, this open letter published in Le Monde newspaper where 100 figures of the film industry have called for a new all-encompassing law on sexual violence, posing in a historic photo. There's also this investigation into film producer Alain Sard published in Elle magazine. 9 women, including actresses Annelise M and Laurence Cotte, accuse him of harassment, sexual assault and in some cases, rape. One actress anonymously claimed the producer sexually abused her in the 80s when she was still a minor. Sard has denied the accusations. He says he's outraged and devastated. It's against this tense backdrop that actress Judith Godrèche, a now leading figure for the movement, is also expected in Cannes.
It takes time. You have to be loud, express yourself, say things how they are.
The actress will be presenting a short film at the festival in which she portrays 1,000 victims of sexual violence.
Well, to the movies now, and some of the big names expected on the red carpet this year include Emma Stone, Meryl Streep, Kevin Costner, Selena Gomez, Richard Gere and Demi Moore. Now, Lisa, the festival opens with a French comedy, which is called The Second Act. It stars Léa Seydoux, who we know internationally as a Bond girl. Tell us more.
Well, first I'd like to say you listed the deservedly impressive English speakers who are expected, but this is a very international event. There's about 35,000 people walking around from 160 countries. But the second act is writer, director, musician, and wildly original talent. Quentin Dupieux's 16th film in a dozen years, maybe less. It's pointless to try and explain what it's about, but we'll do our best.
OK, well, the opening film also features French actors Vincent Lindon, Louis Garrel, Raphaël Quenard and Manuel Guillot. And in the film's trailer, it doesn't seem clear who's the main star. Take a look.
Il s'appelle Guillaume, qui est un banquier international très important et qui s'apprête à rencontrer le petit ami de sa fille. Et je suis désolé de te contredire, hein, mais c'est ça la vraie histoire. C'est l'histoire de Guillaume. Hein.
Si je puis me permettre, Guillaume, l'histoire du film, elle se concentre surtout sur la trajectoire, disons, de Willy, qui est mon personnage, qui est un jeune plein de tonus et qui va vivre tout un tas de retournements plutôt incroyables, disons.
N'importe quoi, non mais n'écoutez pas ce qu'il raconte. Je veux dire, tout s'articule autour de mon personnage, Florence. Je veux dire, sans elle, il n'y aurait pas l'ombre d'un début d'histoire.
So that was from the trailer of the opening film at the Cannes Film Festival, directed by Quentin Dupieux. Every year, the festival honours a great figure from the world of film, and Meryl Streep is receiving an honorary Palme d'Or, or a Lifetime Achievement Award, at the opening ceremony this year, 35 years after she first set foot on the red carpet here in Cannes. Olivia Salazar-Winspear looks back at her momentous career, which includes a record 21 Oscar nominations.
Hollywood royalty, she's been called the most gifted actor of her generation. Meryl Streep's often applauded for her versatility, her capacity to transform and adopt a pitch-perfect accent for some very diverse characters.
I'm kidding, I'm sorry.
I'd like to know more than anyone else.
Shall we join the ladies?
She is the most nominated actor in the history of the Academy Awards. Her first Oscar for Kramer vs. Kramer opposite Dustin Hoffman in 1979, a second for her devastating turn in Sophie's Choice in 1983. Streep first stepped out on the French Riviera in 1989. There she won the Best Actress prize, portraying a young mother wrongly accused of murdering her baby.
No, I'd prefer to go on with it, Your Honour. This has been going on for 2 years now. I want to get it over with.
Working with the biggest names in the business, she's never shied away from embodying real women in fictional versions.
I'm Julia Child.
Celebrity chef Julia Child, socialite and singer Florence Foster Jenkins, and Britain's first female Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady herself. The hit musical Mamma Mia showed off her singing skills.
Mamma Mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist ya?
And The Devil Wears Prada highlighted her sharp comic timing.
Is there some reason that my coffee isn't here? Did she go to Rwanda for the beans or something?
Behind the scenes, Streep's been campaigning for environmental causes since the 1980s, a concern she brought to the big screen in Adam McKay's comic catastrophe flick, Don't Look Up.
We discovered a very large comet.
Oh, good for you.
A longtime critic of the pay gap in her own industry, Meryl Streep has been a cheerleader for the MeToo movement since 2017.
I think that something has cracked wide open. And it's an opportunity. It's a hard one, and it's one on the backs of women who suffered and continue to. And it's not just in Hollywood. Yes. But I think it's changing, and I don't think we'll ever go back to the old bad ways.
She may well advocate for more equality, but Meryl Streep's a peerless performer as she picks up her honorary Palme d'Or at the 77th Cannes Film Festival.
That's Meryl Streep, who's receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award at the opening ceremony here in Cannes. Well, Lisa, this year, the film everyone seems to be looking forward to is from Godfather director Francis Ford Coppola. Tell us more.
Megalopolis. Well, if the definition of a passion project is putting your money where your mouth is, Francis Ford Coppola is one passionate guy because reportedly $120 million of his own money. So he's a two-time Palme d'Or winner who fortunately has a very profitable sideline in making wine.
Okay, well, the film stars Adam Driver and Dustin Hoffman. Let's take a look. So that was from Megalopolis. Tell us about some of the other main films the public will be looking forward to this year.
Well, there's quite a few titles that on paper sound mouth-watering. I would say Yorgos Lanthimos' Kinds of Kindness, which gives us Emma Stone and Willem Dafoe together again, barely a year after their triumph in, deservedly, the Oscar-winning Poor Things. I am personally looking forward to Furiosa, a Mad Max saga by George Miller, and this gives us the youth and formative years of the character played by Charlize Theron a few years ago in Mad Max Fury Road, which for some reason the French kept calling Mad Max Furry Road. That would be something else. And Jacques Audiard has a movie whose description is very bizarre, but I'm going to say it. Emilia Perez. It's partly a musical with a crime kingpin who meets transitioning transgender thematic elements.
And we must note as well that the festival is taking place in one of the most fraught geopolitical situations for years, and that's really reflected in some of the films here, isn't it?
Well, barely 2 days ago, not even, word reached us that Iranian director Mohammad Rasulov had in fact escaped from his native Iran, where on appeal he was sentenced to, I think, 8 years in prison, a fine, the confiscation of all his worldly goods, and being flogged, lashed, whipped in public. So he's filmed The Seed of the Sacred Fig, is playing in a few days, and rumor has it he's going to make his way here in person from an undisclosed location somewhere in Europe. Of course, we have Russian director Kirill Serebrennikov, who spent years under house arrest in Russia on what could only have been trumped-up charges. And this year he's showing Limonov, the ballad, where Ben Whishaw plays Edward Limonov, who was quite a character.
And when it comes to Gaza, an intriguing title in the special screening sidebar is The Beauty of Gaza by French filmmaker Yolande Zoberman, about a trans woman who travels from Gaza to Tel Aviv. Here's a taster.
Baby, baby, do I walk like a boy? Do I speak like a boy? Do I stand like a boy? Sorry, baby, you keep asking, do I kiss like a boy? Should I spit like a boy? May I fuck all the boys? Tell me, baby, baby, do I walk like a boy? Do I speak like a boy? Do I stand like a boy? Sorry, baby, you keep asking, do I kiss like a boy? I am born like this, and the reason that I've come here, this is for God.
So that was The Beauty of Gaza. And as the US election approaches, there's a film called The Apprentice, which is about a young Donald Trump. Lisa, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, I really like new talent and new films, but you can't get any better than the 1927 masterpiece by Abel Gance, Napoleon, which the first half of the 7 hours that have been restored.
Have you watched this whole 7 hours?
I've seen it on 3 prior occasions, but it was never that long before. They kept finding stuff. Anyway, it's premiering here, and then in July it will be shown in Paris in 2 parts with 250 musicians playing the score. And I am also very much looking forward to David Cronenberg's The Shrouds. He's 81. He says he's older than this event. And it's about grief, and it stars Vincent Cassel as a man who finds a novel technique for getting in touch with the departed.
OK, well, we'll tell you how we get on with those films. I'm most excited, as my team know very well, about Kevin Costner's new Western, Horizon, an American Saga. It stars him alongside Sienna Miller. It's been 20 years since he's been here on the Croisette. We're going to leave you with a taste of that movie. I'll be here every day during the festival, bringing you the latest. See you next time.
All I'm trying to do is get as many of us as I can, as far as I can.
I'd just like to have a drink tonight with someone who knows how to act.